this one is going to be a little more suited to your particular niche. And the question is from Ryan, and Ryan asks, the music business is so unforgiving. In order to do what you love full time, is it important to diversify your skills?
Let me say this. I think that diversification is a good thing. I think furthermore that greatness typically comes in depth and not in breadth. So if you want to, this Malcolm Gladwell outliers theory of the 10,000 hour rule, that you become great by investing 10,000 hours in a given thing.
Right.
I'll admit that this is a good question, partly because it taps into what I'm going through right now, which is what I'm referring to as a vocational shakedown. And I think the thing for me that I'm positing to myself is maybe what I'm good at is not functionally divided by vocation. In other words, so I do production, so I'm a producer, I'm a songwriter, I work with a publishing company, and they put me in a room with strangers and we write songs together, and I'm an artist. And my wife and I write our own songs and record our own records and play shows, Those three vocations are kind of standard societal definitions, that this is how you do it. Well, so the path of success for a producer is one thing, and for a songwriter is one thing, and for an artist is one thing. And they all take a great deal of work, and they're all sort of different. The overlap, even though they're all creative and they can all be sort of like you write songs as an artist and you produce records as an artist if you do it the way we do it, which is self-produced. Yeah. But they don't necessarily... The one won't necessarily translate into success in the other. Sure. So I think yes, you diversify, and yet on the other hand, you have to find a way to do what you do well. Yeah. I had a conversation with an engineer friend of mine in New York City about. I said this thing in a conversation that sure, an artist can spend hundreds of hours and come out with a product equally good to what you or I could do with our expertise, but. Well, and I had no but to it. I think I was saying, this is one of the realities we have to contend with. Yeah. And he called me back later and he said, I've been thinking about that. In fact, I've been haunted by it. And then it hit me suddenly. But I don't want to spend hundreds of hours. I want to use the instincts I've developed for 25 years to make great music quickly and with a kind of efficiency and spark and momentum that only somebody who's really good can do. And I thought, well, excellent point. And you're the guy that people lean on in the moment and at a higher professional level. So it's an interesting thing. I mean, because when the consumer, and now I'm talking about the purchaser of the CD or the person who accesses the website, they don't know the difference between somebody spending 300 hours and on their website and you spending 20 hours or whatever it might be. Yeah. They don't necessarily know the difference, assuming that the quality is equal. But you're going to put out however many websites you can do a year, and that other guy did one, and that's exactly. It's not always apples and apples.
It's a strange dance. Yeah. It's definitely a strange dance. Let's push on.